Hello everybody. This video is going to be a video on how to care for your silicone baby. So this is my silicone baby. We still don't have a name for her yet, but she's going to be in this video. So I've had a few silicones before her. I've had the mini silicones, like the tiny ones, and then I had one newborn size silicone. So I have a little bit of reference when I'm talking about this. But I'm not an expert by any means. So, I have a list down here so we don't forget anything, and I'm going to start with bathing. A big reason why people want to get a silicone baby is because you get to bathe them, and it's really fun, and you don't get to do that with regular reborns. So, you can use a little bit of baby bath in their water, although I wouldn't recommend it, because anything other than water is like a bit risky. And you want to use lukewarm water. You don't want it to be really hot and you don't want it to be really cold. And you want to make sure when you're bathing them to be very careful that you don't rip their silicone or pull on their limbs too hard or rub any paint off or anything like that. And then after you bathe them, they're going to be a little sticky, so you're going to want to powder them. And I recommend, oh geez, I just dropped it. Okay. You're going to want to powder them, and I recommend, this one is really cheap. You can get it at Dollar Tree. Doesn't really matter where you get it. You just want to make sure that it says talc free, and mine says it right there, because talc is really bad for the silicone, and it's also really bad for your lungs, I've heard. So you want to make sure you get cornstarch, baby powder, or that it says talc free. And I've heard that a lot of people actually just powder their babies with cornstarch, and that's perfectly okay too. I haven't tried it, but I've heard artists recommend it, so I'm sure it's fine. And if you don't want to use cornstarch or baby powder, you can go online and you can buy powder specifically made for silicone dolls. It's a little bit pricey, but I think you can buy it on dollsoreal.com. Don't quote me on that, but if you look it up, you'll definitely find it. Now we're going to talk about hair stuff. So this might not apply to everybody because some babies are bald, but let me take her hat off. Her hair's going to be a mess. Yeah, her hair's a mess because it's been in the hat all day. But as you can see, she has rooted hair and it's very fine and very soft. You could look at it there. You could see it's a mess. And what you're going to want to use for their hair is a little bit of spray. I recommend the Johnson & Johnson No More Tangles Detangling Spray. And it works great. It's only a couple dollars. You can buy it at Target and at Walmart for sure. It's really awesome and it works perfectly and it smells amazing, which is an extra bonus. And what you want to do is just, I'm going to show you. You just want to mist a little bit on here. And then very, very carefully, you want to take a baby brush. This is mine. It's a safety first one. And you want to just very, very lightly brush their hair. You can also use a comb. I don't like using a comb just because her hair is so fine. I like to use the brush instead. So that's the brush I have. And with the silicone, their hair can pull out very easily because it's not sealed inside the head, because full body silicones, there's no way to get inside the head and seal it. So you want to just be extra, extra careful when you are brushing and combing their hair. Another big reason why people get silicones is because they can take full pacifiers and full bottles. I have this Soothie here for her. Seems to fit best on her face. And I also have this bottle here. And you don't want to just put this in without anything on it because there's a risk it might tear the silicone. So what you want to do, and you can just put a little bit on your fingers. Ooh, that was a lot. Okay. You want to just get a little bit on your fingers and rub it on the pacifier so that it'll slide into their mouth easier. And you want to do the same with a bottle. I kind of got powder everywhere. Oops. Okay, so I put a little on her bottle, and then you just want to squeeze their cheeks. This bottle nipple might be too big. You don't want to force anything in. This one's a little wide, but you never want to force anything into their mouth. Let's see if I have one that's going to fit her better. I have a feeling this one will fit her. It's a little smaller. It's not been sealed or anything, but there's nothing in it. It's brand new. There we go. And it should just slide right into their mouths. Lift her up so you can see that. And then you can pretend to feed them. And that is a lot of fun because they can take a full bottle. And you just want to be really careful when you're putting in pacifiers and bottles in their mouth, like I said, because you don't want to tear the side of their mouth right here, because this can tear easily if you force something in there. You make sure you put powder on it. Some people use Vaseline. Personally, I wouldn't recommend that just because it can get stuck in the creases inside their mouths and it's going to be really hard to get out. So I wouldn't recommend Vaseline. Powder works perfectly fine. So handling your silicone is a little bit different than a reborn. They are more delicate. You never want to pick them up like this, or obviously you don't want to pick them up by their limbs or by their feet or anything. You want to handle them just like you would handle a real baby. And if you're in the community, you probably know about this already. But I'm just going over everything just in case there's some newbies out there. So when I pick her up, she's really little. I go like this and I support her head and her butt. And that's an easy way for me to pick her up. And you just want to be careful. You want to always make sure you are supporting your baby's head. And just treat them as you would a real baby. Because silicone can tear very easily. And her head could potentially pop off really easily just because she's so delicate and floppy. So you want to be extra careful with them. And then something I found out with her is I would recommend getting clothes with snaps by the neck. So you can see on this little outfit, there's snaps right here. Forgot to button one, but there's snaps there. I don't really like onesies for my silicones just because it gives me anxiety when I pull it over their head. When I have to lift their arms like this to get them in there, I don't really like doing that. I'm not saying don't do it, just personal preference. I don't really like onesies because I'm scared I'm gonna tear a limb. And then on the bottom of this outfit, there's snaps for the legs. That's also gonna come in handy. If you have, most outfits like this with pants are going to come with snaps, but if they don't, they're going to be a little tricky to get on because you don't want to pull their limbs when putting them in clothes or anything like that. You want to just be really, really careful. So clothing with snaps is going to be really easy to get on, so I'd recommend that. And I think I covered everything. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more videos with her, let me know. And yeah, I really enjoyed making this video for guys. Don't forget, I'm all tongue-tied. Don't forget to check out my other videos. And leave me some name suggestions in the comments because she doesn't have a name yet. And I haven't come up with any ideas. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Bye!